Alright, this suicide coil in fucking what you call it. You got these start with a straight one and then it goes straight, but on that side, because they actually cross in the middle.
When throwing the shotgun style chains, you always want to start from one side, throw a chain, then go to the other side of the trailer and then throw another chain, and then keep switching back and forth. You do not want to put all the chains on one side or the other. You must stagger each chain in an X pattern to get it secure.
And then you go one over and yeah. And then you got your rubber shit here, and then your coil racks and then your straps, and you're supposed to put, did he say like 2 straps before you move it, or 2 chains? Two chains. Alright, 2 chains before you move it. And that, so you got binders there, just these 3, and then on the other side. And these are hog-tied, like they call them hog-tied coils, and they're only for, you know, narrow. If they're taller than they're wide, then you hog tie them. And then on this side of the shotgun coil, you got your chains. Of course, once you start with one or the other, then you start with this, and it'll go straight, and then it goes straight over to where I'm pointing. And like this middle one, of course, goes way over there in the middle. And then this one comes way back here. It's supposed to be a 45. And you need all these edge protectors on both sides. And here you got your suicide coil, but they say that's the preferred method is shotgun because it's safer, but suicide's supposed to be faster. And with suicide, you start with these 2 in the middle, and you got to have a little gap there for the edge protectors. But yeah, you start with these 2, and then after that you think you do the middle. Nah, you actually do the 45s first, you know, after the middle, and then you do the middle ones last. And you can tell this is 45 because you go to the edge of this and it'll take you down to 1 spool, but you always go over 1 spool, and that should be 45-degree angle. And the working load limit of chains, I think he said 47,000 pounds working load limit. The spools anywhere from like 54 to 6,000 pounds. The binders, of course, are a little bit higher. Instead of 47,000, they're 66,000. And you can use these for 5/16 or 3/8. These are actually 5/16 chains. And funny thing about chains is you also got different grades. I forget how the system works.
You have grade 30 all the way to grade 120 being the strongest.
Kind of like grade A bolts or whatever. You know, you got different grades. This coil is called an eye in the sky because the hole is looking straight up in the sky. And with this, you're supposed to like have anti-friction mats under the pallet. And then you got these 2 straps that cross over, and I guess it's, I don't know, that's about 2 feet, about 2 foot gap. Anyways, for this, you throw the middle chain first, but it's got to have edge protector, and like that rubber anti-friction mat up there, you throw the middle chain first, and just either or, and it'd be 45-degree angle. Yeah, you just look down the side, spool, and then always go over one to get your 45-degree angle. That's pretty much it on that. That was the easiest thing. These here, you got these stakes. If you have, you know, pipes or something, these are pretty good, and they just basically slip in here. And so this, you wrap a chain around, tighten it, whatever. This is a bulkhead, just a traditional bulkhead. You put 3 boards, wrap a chain around. I had never seen this before. This is some weird shit. It's like a pyramid. These are plates. If you're doing steel plates, pain in the ass. And then these are your hogtied. So the hogtied he is talking about, see that chain right there? It's just one chain that's wrapped around and hooked to itself, and see it's coming down and just kind of chilling there. And I think he said you only do this, the one chain, if it's facing this way. But if it's facing suicide, then it kind of gets a different. And then you'd run chain, you know, up and over. You can't really do a butterfly strap like over here. See that strap there? That's a butterfly strap. It's like you can't do that with a chain. That you actually have to take two chains and do it that way. And then I don't know. I don't see anything really special about the oh, they do go in an X shape there. And then these, I guess they hold this, you know, the circle chain there. And oh yeah, you torque them, you you kind of do a torque pattern back and forth. That way, you know, you don't have too much tension. You tighten this down, and once it starts to move, then you tighten the other side down, and just kind of keeping it straight up and down. I don't know why these don't cross. I really don't. It's like, how come those cross but these don't? But yeah, these are hogtied. They got a bunch of goofy shit up there. Bunch of dunnage and edge protection. But yeah, that's it. That concludes coil training.
Just for clarification, the tires and the other things were for training purposes only. This is an actual real coil you see here.
This is just a quick bit and more coil training, whatnot. I mean, you basically, you'll have your trailer, and you want to find the middle of the trailer, and maybe take a marker and actually write, just do a line or something in the middle of the trailer. But general rule of thumb is, if you have a turn signal lamp, usually the turn signal lamp is in the middle of the trailer. But to be sure, if you have a 48-foot trailer, you divide it by 2, which would be 24. Then you take a tape measure from the front, measure out 24, and then maybe just take a magic marker and write on the trailer where the middle's at. But that's how you want to set up your coil racks once you find the middle of the trailer. And this is assuming one coil. If you have like 2 coils or 3 or etc., you're going to want them to, basically be divided into half and half. Like half of the weight is on this side of the middle of the trailer, and then the other half is on the other side, the middle of the trailer, to balance it out. But setting up the coil racks, you throw down these rubber mats first, and then line up your racks, and then put these hardwood boards, not pine, because pine's too weak. You need hardwood. These got beveled edges so that the coil will sit in there. And as far as coil racks, let's see here. Each one, can do 10,000 pounds. So say you have a 40,000 pound coil, logic would tell you need 4, but why not just add an extra one to be safe and have 5 instead of 4? That way these coil racks will be good for 50,000 pounds instead of 40,000. And I say that because a 40,000 pound coil, it may be 40,000, but when you hit your brakes, the inertia creates more pressure and basically more G-force, so that 40,000 can easily become like 50,000 or something. So yeah, the more the merrier. These let's see here, this is talking about the chains. Say the coils that like less than 10,000 use 2 chains, and it I mean, in a nutshell, you could like say, all right, what if I got a 40,000 pound coil? For load securement, you take the weight of the load, say 40,000, you divide it by 2, that'd be like 20,000, and then your chains must equal 20,000, which is half of the weight to be DOT legal. But it's better to overkill it, you know. When in doubt, just always add extra stuff. You know, here you got 7 chains for 47 to 50,000 pound coil. And of course, this is the suicide pattern, so you start with the middle chains first, those green ones, then do the 45s on each side, then do the yellow ones. And then this is the 45. It's basically a 45-degree angle, so it's like I was saying, you come to the edge, come down, and then go 1 spool over, and that will usually get you your 45. These are more chain, you know, numbers. And then this interesting thing about the shotgun, it's basically just trying to show you that, you know, say if you run your chains like this, you slam on your brakes or you gun it, it's gonna stay there. But this, however, this is bad. They're too far out and it'll allow the coil to slide forward. So if you slam on your brakes, it could very well, you know, shift back and forth. You want them like that in a way. But the ones like that, they're only going to be the ones in the front of a shotgun. The blue one, see how it basically starts over here and it goes through and it goes in an X, you know, goes across to the other side of the trailer, and then it comes out there. But see, this will be on the other side of the trailer. And then after that, you start, you know, you do your green one, and then the green one doesn't have to be a 45. And with this, you do the 45 last. It'll be the red one. See, it goes through, crosses over, and then it comes down, and it's, bam, there's your 45-degree angle. Oh, see here, these are eye in the skies, kind of like what we said earlier. You know, put rubber or friction mat or something under, whatever. Then you, well, these ain't showing the straps, but yeah, it's kind of odd. They're doing, but in the coils we did, you know, you had two trip straps coming around and across, and there's like a 2-foot gap. But they used a chain here. But that's what you do. Then as you begin to secure it, you throw the middle chain first and tighten it down, then throw either or. And of course, these 45-degree angles, you look at the side and go 1 spool over. And and you got your numbers here for the eye in the sky. 20,000 pound chain, or I mean coil will be like 4 chains. Stacked vertical, yeah. It's getting more complicated shit. Like you got dunnage, so you basically got 2 discs here, and then you got this goofy thing. That's just, I don't know, heavily specialized. But the principle's the same. Start with the middle chains and then do the sides. Then you got aluminum, but see, aluminum, we don't have any chains, you know. All the chains are going to be for hard metal. Aluminum's real soft, so you got to use straps, because the chains will just completely destroy aluminum coils and turn them into crunch soda cans. I say this is a suicide aluminum, but I would just, I don't know, I would think I would run all straps and not even bother with chains. But you know, there's another aluminum and just got a lot of straps and only 2 chains. Again, I mean, without edge protection, them chains will completely destroy that aluminum. Here we got banded hog tie. So you have to look at this like these are 3 coils actually. Instead of just 1 coil, they're 3 separate coils. And what the hog tie does is it binds the tops so they don't flop over, because without this gravity, they could just flop over like that. So you got 1, 2, 3, and the loaders might load it all as 1, or they might do 1 and then go to the other side and do another, and then go to the, well, and then I don't know how they do. I've never seen them like load the bands, but they'd be like this basically individually. And of course you got your hog chains there. And yeah, that's more or less all there is to it.